Sparka.com/marketing. Sparka.com/marketing, how to get more followers in Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, Quora, any social network site. And I recommend that you start targeting the smaller niche social networks in every industry. What's happening right now is every major social network is starting to break out into more customized, more targeted social networks in the same way that Craigslist is dying. And instead of Craigslist, now you've got big rideshare social networks. You've got Airbnb for house rentals. You've got YourWhip.com for car sales and car. So everything's starting to specialize. What I'm saying is that there's a Twitter for every industry now. Just look for it. There's a Facebook for every industry now. There's a Facebook for health. There's a Facebook for sports. And they're niche, and you're not going to get a bunch of noise from non-core people. So, having said that, how do you build up your followers in any social network? And let's start with the big ones, Google+, and Twitter and Facebook. Real simple. I had a mentor once, and we started talking about growing our business, and he was Jewish. And come to think of it, I think most of my mentors have been Jewish. A couple Korean mentors, but most of them have been Jewish for whatever reason, and they're very brilliant person. He asked me this: How do you take a girl home? Just real straightforward. How do you take a girl home? I thought, oh, what do I do? I meet him at a bar, and he says, what do you do? How do you get into a conversation with him? I said, well, I talk to the bartender. I send her a drink. And he says, oh, he just cringed. He says, how much are these drinks costing? I'm like, well, it's a top shelf drink. I don't want to send her a well drink for $3, right? So it's a $14, $15 drink, and he asked me what my conversion rate is. Literally, what's my conversion rate? So I'm looking at it like, what? Conversion rate? Yeah, how many drinks do you have to send out to various different girls in order to take one home? And I did the math, and it was like once every couple weeks, 2-3 girls a night. I'm thinking 50, 60, maybe 70 drinks. Literally, 70 drinks times $15. Even if it was $10, it'd be $700 to take. You see where I'm going with this? I'm being really crass and guttural, but I want to get the point across in the same way that my mentor got the point across to me. If you want a subscriber, you've got to put something out first, right? You want them to put out by subscribing to you, to following you, to give you their email address, to become a customer. And the more of these people that you have, well, the more credibility you appear to have, at least stat-wise. And as your stats get bigger, well, you ask someone to do something for you, like, hey, pay me so that I'll do work for you, so that I can write for you, so that I can put your ad on my blog, or however you're monetizing your subscribers. Whatever you're doing to monetize them, the more numbers you have, the more credibility you have, the more money you can make. So that's why you want them. But if you're bleeding $700, $800, $1,000 in promo money, in loss leaders, well, you're not going to ever turn a profit. It's just that way. So you know what he told me? You know what he told me? He says, sit there. Don't just mind your own business, enjoy yourself. Don't scan around, don't look around advertising the fact that you're lonely and you want to take somebody home with you. That's your end goal. Just sit there and enjoy yourself. Have a conversation with your friends, whatever you're doing. And then if you see someone you like, make eye contact and just smile. Just smile. And I thought, that's weird. Would that work? And he says, smiles don't cost anything. It works like a charm. It's amazing what a smile will do. All you have to do is smile. And first off, it doesn't cost anything. Number two, you don't come across like a creepy guy. You don't come across like a spammer. Literally. You buy somebody a drink and all of a sudden they feel like, ugh, do I have to have a conversation with you? Okay. And I've talked to girls. And they say, well, if someone buys me a drink and I accept, then I give them the obligatory 3-minute conversation. Do you want an obligatory 3-minute conversation and then she leaves? $10, $15 drink for 3 minutes. Man, these girls are doing great business. What's the social media equivalent? What's the equivalent of a smile in Twitter? What's the equivalent of a smile in Facebook, in Google+, in Quora, in yourwhip.com, in Airbnb? It's just saying good post. In Pinterest, it'd just be not liking so much. Like doesn't differentiate you. Just do a repin. And if you do 1,000 repins, you're going to get 150. That's about the ratio, 15%. And if your website, if your profile, if your bio is written really well and your website's done well, you might get as high as a 30-40% conversion rate. Conversion rate on a hello. Conversion rate on just a real simple message. Just say, hi. All you're doing is saying, nice post. I enjoyed that message. All you're doing is saying, I appreciated this tweet. I appreciated your blog. Just that little message. And if you leave 100 of those messages, you'll get as high as 20, 30 followers. If you want 10,000 followers, well, what does that mean you have to do? You have to leave about 40,000, 50,000 comments. How do you do that? It's a lot of hard work. It's a ton of hard work. In the case of Pinterest and in the case of Twitter, if you don't want to leave all those comments and replies, 20, 50,000 replies, if you don't have the energy or the manpower like a professional marketing firm like we have, hint, then just do the retweets, just do the repins. That's easy. You can do 10, 20,000 repins in the course of 6 months or a year. Then you'll end up having 5, 6, 7,000 real loyal followers that really love you. But then you might think, okay, there's a problem with that. There's a huge problem with that. If I do 10,000, 20,000 repins just to get people on a 1 to 5 basis, 20% of them to follow me back, that means 80% of those repins and retweets out of 40,000, you're looking at about, what, 80%? Let's not do 80%. Let's do 80% of 50,000 to make the math easy. 80% of 50,000, you're looking at 40,000 people will not, you'll have done 40,000 retweets and 40,000 repins and not gotten a single one of them to follow you. What does that mean? That means that you're going to flood your timeline with stuff that did you no good, and instead, because you're flooding your timeline, all the people that all the hard-earned work people that did follow you and did subscribe to you are going to say, oh man, there's so much crap coming from this stream, I'm going to unfollow. So that's the catch-22. That's the mystery equation, whatever that, there's a term that people use whenever there's an equation, enigma that can't be solved. You mathematicians know what I'm talking about. It's that golden formula that everyone's trying to figure out. And I'll give you the answer to that. It's real simple, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. If you're going to do 40,000 repeats, retwins, and repins, and reposts, and reshares, and reblogs, and announce them to the whole world so that you can get 80% or 20% of them to follow you back, do it at 3 p.m. Nobody's awake. When they wake up, the people that you repinned and reshared and retweeted will see, oh, cool, this guy, who is this guy? Do I want to follow him or not? But you will have polluted your news stream, your Twitter stream, your Quora stream at an hour where there was nobody awake to smell the pollution. That's how you do that. How do you do 30, 40,000 posts at 3 a.m. in the morning? Well, you either move to a foreign country or you use an automation system. You use a robot to do it for you. Those robots are at sparkah.com/shop, SPARKAH.com/shop. If you want us to do it for you, and if you want our PR writers to do the outreach and write for you, you can talk to us too. We're at sparkah.com/marketing, SPARKAH.com/marketing.